I decided to buy this pot of anthurium some months ago. Since the climate is not good for anthuriums to stay outside, this one was placed in the bathroom. But I noticed that it wasn't looking good. What I'm going to do is treat it to control the spider mites, give it a good wash, divide it, and repot it. So come join me while I divide, repot, while I treat this potted anthurium. Before I even thought of repotting this anthurium, I have to make sure that it's always moist and well watered. The first thing that I'm supposed to do is to control the spider mites that are on here. You can tell that there are spider mites because the leaves have started to go bronzy this way with some dots there. If you're going to look at the underside of the leaves, you will see those little white things there. They actually are mites. What I'm going to do first is remove any dead leaves, dead flowers, or dead roots and give it a good tidy up. So this flower is spent. I actually don't need secateurs to do it. Just have to pull out the dead leaves or dying leaves or damaged leaves. I'm going to spray it with pyrethrum spray. It's a contact spray that is plant-based. That's my go-to pesticide. When you remove the dead or dying leaves, you open up the plant a little more and you will be able to spray those hiding places of the pests that you're trying to control. I removed as much as I could. Now I'm going to spray it with pesticide. The pesticide I use is called pyrethrum. It's a plant-based spray. It only affects those pests that are directly in contact with the spray. And then after 24 hours, because the liquid will dissipate, it will be safe again. So if you think that there are more pests on your plant, you have to do a second spray maybe the next day or the day after that. So what I'll do is I'll give it a good spray both on the top of the leaves and on the underside. Next up is I'll dispose of the ones that I removed. Now that the spraying is done, the fun part is to divide this plant. It is made up of little plantlets, or they're called pups. There are many new plants that you can get from this original plant. Just have to remove it carefully from the pot. And it looks like the roots are pretty healthy. I'm just removing the potting mix carefully so as not to damage the roots. And then I look for possible division sites of the plant. So I have this one over here. Here you go. I've got one. Then I've got another one. I've got a whole bunch of little pups here at the bottom. Came off easily. This one here. Got another one there. Now I have two major divisions of this plant. I could remove these little ones here, but I'm thinking I'll just leave it with this bigger plant so I could put it in a bigger pot. So I've got these little ones here. Yeah. And this one as well. And this other division. I can leave it as is. I don't have to divide it anymore. Happy to put it in this same pot for it to grow. The only thing there is you just have to drench this with your pyrethrum spray so that just in case there are insects in there or there are pests in there, then they will be controlled. I'll give the plants a good spray as well, because there may have been pests that may have been hiding. Next is to put them in pots. You want to avoid overpotting your anthurium, as it won't be able to absorb all the moisture from a larger mass of substrate. Overpotting is a recipe for root rot. As for the potting medium, I'm using fernwood soft tree fern substrate. Its soft, long-lasting, fibrous natural material offers excellent drainage and aeration, and it retains moisture for a long period of time without bogging. Ever had soil spilling out of your pots after watering, or little bugs sneaking in through the drainage holes? Here's a quick fix I always use: fiberglass mesh. I just grab a piece of fiberglass mesh, this one's the same kind used for fly screens, and cut it to fit the bottom of the pot. The mesh keeps the soil where it should be, inside the pot, while still letting excess water drain out properly. It also helps stop pests from crawling in and keeps any rocks or drainage layers separate from the soil. Simple, reusable, and it keeps everything tidy. Just one of those little things that make a big difference in the garden. Give it a try next time you're potting something up. Now to pot the anthuriums up using fernwood tree fern substrate. This mix is lightweight, airy, and perfect for epiphytes like anthuriums. It gives the roots room to breathe while still holding enough moisture. I fill the pot a little bit, position the plant so the roots spread out naturally, then gently top around it. Firm but not compacted. Fernwood makes it so easy to work with. No mess, no fuzz, and it really mimics their natural environment. That's it. Nice and snug in their new homes. They'll be ready for a drink next. I'm giving the substrate a good soak to settle everything in, and I've added a splash of plant starch to the water to help reduce transplant shock and kickstart root growth. These anthuriums are all set in their new pots.